This cut is fresh.
Hello. Alright, here we go. Sitting down to do it again. I'm doing another episode of the Reng the Reng Podcast, sorry, and I've been slacking. I waited way too long to do the second one. I put one up. I tried recording the second one. It didn't go too well. Let me raise the audio real quick. I think that's better. I meant to keep doing the podcast very consistently. My plan was record Wednesdays, post on Thursdays, and then I kept not doing it. And now it's the next week after, so I'm real far behind and I missed a week. But sometimes that's how it is when you're starting out, and we starting out. So I think my problem is that when I sit down to do this, I don't think about the fact that I'm going to sit here for 30 whole minutes. But I think I've pretty much recognized that. So here we are. We're doing episode 2 of the podcast. Thank you for joining. I forgot. I had music to play in the background because I thought it was a little uncomfortable just sitting here completely quiet. I was writing down a bunch of stuff to talk about on the podcast. Number one being that being on the podcast, this is verbatim from my notes, being on the podcast alone is like talking to someone and they never give you an answer. So that's pretty much how that feels. So I think having this music playing in the background will be nice. This is, let me see, royalty-free jazz music volume 1, over 1 hour of restaurant quality jazz music for your project or venue. Venue. I tried saying menu, or I said menu in venue because restaurants. So yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable. I also changed what the video podcast looks like if you're listening on Spotify or I think Apple Music too now. I changed what the video podcast looks like. When I had it before the last one I did, it's still up on YouTube. It will continue being up on YouTube, so just go check it out. I had the camera be the entire screen, but I didn't really like that because this camera is a web camera, which means it's made for live streaming or having a small picture in the frame, and I had it blown up to full size, so it looked super grainy and not how I wanted. So I figured I would get this cool gif of a flame and have it on the background, and then it's like an off-white space. So I'll be able to put like videos and stuff or like pictures that I want to talk about. I think it'll be pretty cool. And it also gives you something to look at when I'm incapable of saying words and filling airtime. So I think that's pretty sick nasty. I also changed the camera angle. I'm sitting at my desk now. The chair I was sitting in last time is right next to me, but it was super uncomfortable to be sitting in the chair, and then I need my mouse or my keyboard, and I can't get to it, and I have to keep the monitor at like a 90-degree angle when I do that, and it was just super annoying, so I changed, and here we are. You can see the entirety of the place that I live, and that's pretty dope. You can see all the cool lights. I don't have the remote on me. I think I left it. Where am I? I flipped it, so I'm like, there. I did it. I'm trying to work backwards. There's the remote. You can see it. It's that little dot right there. Or the little line. That's it. But it's super far away. So I'm not going to grab it. Another thing I wrote down. I'm just going to go through the list, honestly. I mean, what else am I doing here? Just talking. I want to talk about Laos, Laos. This is a company I started last year, and I shut it down last year too. Didn't go too well. I learned a lot, but if you see, you can't see. There we go. This tapestry. I was selling tapestries like this. There was one with the same design, but it was a turtle. So like the same like flowery pattern thing, but a turtle instead of a dolphin. And then there's one next to it, but I can't turn my monitor that far. It's a towel. It's a circular beach towel, and it has the sun on it with like a mountain range and water and fish. It's pretty dope, but no one bought them because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have enough products, but I learned a lot, and here we are. And now I'm starting a new project, which is also part of the reason I didn't do the podcast last week, because I've been putting a lot of time and energy into it. But I'm working with my friend Mike and my friend Nick, and we're going to make something super dope and cool. But I can't tell you yet because I don't want the internet stealing my ideas, and this is a very good idea. But stay tuned. I'll definitely talk about that more when I can. Probably in like the next month I'll be able to talk about it more. Maybe 2 months, but I don't know. It's very, very early stages right now, so we're still piecing it together, you know? How many times do I say in this episode? If someone can record that, I'd love to know. I want to talk about this. So last year, my friend and I, it was like 2 a.m. and we were like starving, and we had this coupon for a calzone. I'm not going to tell you the place that this happened because it doesn't make them look good. And maybe I should because it's kind of messed up what happened, but I'm not into witch hunting, so I'm not going to tell you where it was. If you're watching this, then you probably, and you know me, then you probably know where it was, but besides the point. Basically, we were trying to get some calzones. It was 2 a.m, very cold. We went outside, we ordered our calzones, and we walked there. And we're expecting to just be like in and out, get our zones, go, we're hungry, whatever. And we go in there, and we see this couple sitting there. And this is, it's a Middle Eastern couple. I don't know the technical term, uncultured, but we walk in there, and the first thing we hear is, "You told us there wasn't pork in this." Yikes. So this is starting off pretty well. A very eventful adventure, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen next to this point, because who knows in this day and age. And this guy comes out, and it's the manager, and he's just like this big guy, beard, like red in the face, huge, very Southern Illinois, and he just goes, "Well, I guess you're going to hell then." Yikes. That is not what you say. And this is the manager of the place. It was real fucked. But I just needed the internet to know that happened, and we definitely gave the guy a look. Definitely gave him a look like, "Hey man, what the heck did you just say? Alright. This needs to stop." And then we said thank you for the calzones, and we left immediately. It was like super crazy, dude. I'd never seen like something like that happen in real life. I've only like saw it in YouTube videos, but it's wild when you see something like that like happening in front of you. That stuff actually does happen, and it's like, it just makes you think, you know? It's something you don't run into super often, but other people probably run into it so often just because of, like, you know. Yeah. I was hoping that I could get a lot more airtime out of talking about Laos. It was pretty cool. I mean, I used to be able to talk about it for hours because I was working on it, but now it's like, it's so in the past that I don't really remember what it was. I just remember that I would spend so much time working on this website when the problem was not the website. It was the fact that I didn't have, like, any variety in my store. It was, like, super dumb. I don't know how I didn't realize that, but I sure did not. But that's why you do the things you do, so you can learn from your mistakes. And that I do. Definitely will not make a store that has 8 products in it again. Yikes. I talked about this on the time I tried to record this podcast before when it didn't work. I tried 2 times. Both of them bombed, and it was super not chill, but we're back at it, and I talked about this. I got some pretty helpful advice from my dad on the last one. He said to swear less. I'm really trying to do that. I've been, like, catching myself this whole time. It's like when you're just talking to no one, you get a little panicky, and you just start saying words. And sometimes the first words that come to you when you're panicking is fuck. Sorry, Dad. I know you're sitting there at home with Reggie. How's it going, guys? Just gonna break that fourth wall for you and no one else. Everyone else listening here is like, what is going on here? I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. That's the plan, is to post this on Thursday. I'm trying to stick. Well, I already messed with the plan, but that doesn't mean that I can't stick to it again. I'm gonna try. Hopefully I'll be able to record between Monday and Wednesday and then post on Thursday. That is what I want to do. That's like my goal for the podcast. The Reng coming at you at Thursday, every Thursday. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have to stay on top of it, but everyone listening here has to keep me on top of it. If you don't see a post of the Reng on Spotify or YouTube, well, both, on Thursday, I need you to tweet at me and yell at me, and then I'll go home and record something, put it out for you. But I won't have to, because I'll be on top of it. I had a substitute teacher yesterday. I'm a sophomore in college, and I had a substitute teacher. It's extremely uncommon. I was really upset, too, because it was econ. That class is so boring. Like, just give me the day off, please. I do not want to show up and hear you talk about competitive advantage in regards to different countries. Like, I understand all these concepts. It's okay. They don't need to be talked about for an hour and 15 minutes. And my teacher, when he started the class, he said he was like, he did the thing where he says, you know, I want to get out of here just as much as you do. But we only got out 5 minutes early one time so far, and we're 3 weeks into school. And it's a little bogus because he'll spend like 20 minutes on a problem that is extremely basic and then go over something not so basic and then just like zoom, it's gone. Like, you don't even, I can't even write it down sometimes, and I'll just move on. It's like an extremely strangely paced class, and it always takes an hour and 15 minutes for some reason. Don't understand why, but whatever. Trying to see if anyone knows, if anyone has any experience with Streamlabs OBS. That's what I'm using to record this. Is there a timer anywhere for your recording? That's what I want to know. Oh, here. Notifications. CPU usage. I don't know. That's a post-podcast thing to figure out, to be completely honest. Won't do that here for you guys. So yeah, I gotta start finding like funny Instagram posts or something, or like whenever I see something really dumb online, I should save it or like take a screenshot of it and send it to myself so that I can use all this white space. You guys can't see my mouse. I just realized that. All right. On the podcast, or on the video podcast, anyone watching that will get it. This whole white space here I want to use to just like show you guys funny things and talk about it. I feel like it's the easiest to just riff off of something funny that's happening, and I think that other people enjoy that. It's like hate watching a show. You could be hate watching this right now, and that's like top notch. If someone's hate watching my show and it makes them laugh, I hope. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I hope it happens. I'm here to make you laugh. I don't care how it happens. If you're laughing at me or with me, if you're laughing, you're laughing. You've already voted. What happened today? I was just thinking of something funny that happened and I wanted to tell you about it. I gotta work it back. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone and it's fine. It's gone and it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'll move on. Hey, this is going way better than the first one, by the way. I feel very good about this. I mean, like, it could be a lot better. I could have more things to talk about, but I definitely am having a way easier time doing this podcast than the first one. I don't know what it is. As a college kid doing a podcast, I find when I'm sitting here that half the things I want to talk about are just dumb things I have in my class. Classes are just kind of like time for me to observe and like take in everything, and along the way, on top of also observing these classes as like education, I observe all the dumb shit that happens in the classes too. Like yesterday, my math teacher had us spend the entire class questioning the mathematical properties of K-cups, and then she had us write out an equation for how many times you'd have to go to Starbucks to make buying a Keurig worth it. And she was like totally messing up the whole process. I'm a business major. She's like talking about the Keurig as if it is not an asset. And it's like mind-boggling for me. And I figured out the problem. It wasn't a hard problem if you're using her logic, but you can't just like, I mean, she can. I have a problem. I don't want to do the basic homework in this class because I feel like I already know it well enough, and if I'm gonna be doing the work, then I want it to make sense like in real life. And I feel like the example of using a Keurig wasn't a good one because I don't know, it's just we were working with money and she was using phrasing that just didn't work, and I think now that I'm in college it's making it a lot worse because I'm in all these classes with financial literacy and all this, and I'm listening to it and thinking analytically, and then I'll go to this class and she's like, all things go. It's all numbers. Like, so it's confusing when we're working with money is pretty much the thing. Not confusing, but aggravating is more the word. I can do the math. I'll do the math. I just won't let you do my accounting homework. Airtime. We doing the podcast. I always mean to grab something to drink. Like when I'm sitting here, I don't know what to do with my hands. This is also a reason I'm at the desk now, is because when I was sitting in that chair over there, I didn't know what to do with my hands at all, and they would just be like sitting in my lap, and I would look like Buddha. I don't know. I look dumb, and I didn't know what to do with my hands, so I gotta keep them out of the frame. Woo-hoo. I can't get over how much better this looks, though. The video podcast, you gotta check it out. I mean, you gotta check it out because it's dope as hell. Dope as hell. My friends, 2, 3, 4 of us. The 4 of us, we went to this church. It's called Agape Church. It's like just on campus. And it's an all-inclusive church, and they have free food on Mondays. And the guy, we were talking to the guy, we actually showed up a little late on accident because we didn't know when it started. And we were talking to the guy that made all the food, and it was like really cool. It was his own recipe. He changes it every week. They have a garden out back that you can pick like tomatoes and peppers and stuff out of if you need it. Like, the whole place is really wholesome. It was super cool. Like, people go there. There's like a service and dinner on Thursdays that we're going to try to go to. And it's just all about like connecting with the people around you and creating like a nice community to be around. And then you get food, and it's pretty cool. And you can go pick from their garden whenever you want. It's a cool place. It's like really dope. And the guy in there was super nice. He made this fried chicken and waffles, man. Oh my god, dude. He battered the the chicken and like I don't even know. He told me the whole recipe, like the whole like 9 yards, cover to cover of this long ass chicken recipe. And it was the most fire chicken ever. It was bone out too. So it was just like chicken tenders and waffles and oh my god. It was so nice. Just the nicest guy ever. I can't wait to go back. I want to try and go in and help him cook because I love cooking. Something you should know about the Reng. He loves cooking. As I talk to myself in the third person. But he was telling us how sometimes it'll just be him in the kitchen. That sucks when you're making all this food and you're the only one. So I'm going to see next Monday. Maybe I can go in there and help him cook. I'm sure he would appreciate the help. And I'd be down to cook some chicken or tacos or whatever we're cooking. That would be pretty cool. You get to feed a bunch of people. I think that would be good for the soul, you know? I think I don't do enough of that, and it might be something that takes me away from the school work and the podcast and this new project I'm starting with Mike and Nick and all this stuff. I think it would be good. Thinking out loud. That's what we do here on the podcast. We're thinking out loud. We are thinking out loud. I love, you know what we're going to do? Here we go. Here we go. We're going to do some community building activities here. Activity, singular. Just one thing. I want you to comment below on YouTube. If you're watching the video podcast, comment what podcast you listen to. Like if there's a podcast you listen to consistently, I would love to know. I want to listen to more podcasts than I do now. I don't listen to enough of them, which is pretty weird for someone who has a podcast. I think I need to watch more podcasts so I can get better at this one. So leave your suggestions. I would love to hear it. I've already been looking at new ones. Like the other day, we were listening to this one podcast. I stream through Anchor. It's a free podcast uploading site, I guess. You can just like upload a video file and post it to anything pretty much. It's super easy. And it gives you like suggestions for podcasts to watch. And there's one called Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet. You guys might have heard of it. They dramatically read bad reviews. And I think it's hilarious. It's just like, I don't know. It's funny. You got to watch it. That's my suggestion. Post your suggestion. We're sharing podcasts, growing the community. Things are great. That's how we do it here on the Reng Cast. So it is 3:23. I don't know when I started. I need the timer. Where is the timer? I want it to tell me. Because I honestly have no clue when I just started. But I think that's going to do it. I'm pretty sure I've been going for at least 20 minutes. That's kind of how long. The last one was 27 minutes, I think. If this one is about that long, that would be cool. I want to keep it 30 or under. I know you guys got lives. I got a life too. Got to record the podcast and then get on to other things. So thanks for hanging out. We're going to use the outro song, which I forgot about last time. Pause the music real quick. This is the name of the song, by the way. It's in the description. This is Fun Time, I think. Fun Time by DJ Quads. Absolute slapper. The guy put together a lot of nice work and definitely super cool. Thank you so much for watching. The ending of that. I gotta fix the ending of that clip. I gotta re-clip it. But have a good one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Reng.